welcome. This is the university's first hackathon. Believe it or not, it is our first official hackathon, and you can consider yourselves as founders of this.
As Intersect, we started with 4 engineers from Stellenbosch, and it's so apt that this hackathon is actually 4 team members coming up with a unique hack, a new world, and that's what Intersect did, and we're very proud to support that and participate and look for the future innovators and the future enterprises, and we're excited to be part of that and sponsoring that event. I think it's looking at the problems that's been out there and looking at a completely new way of solving it with the new world we live in and all the opportunities there, not trying to look at the old recipes, but finding a completely new way that just works. Simple and elegant.
What we asked them to do is to solve a problem where they don't need to use cash in a payment situation. So a cashless payment, use a mobile phone to do that because that's the core of what the industry is looking at, and then to be creative. So being creative is coming up with an idea that will probably work one day, but maybe an idea that solves a problem that hasn't been solved before. And that's really what we're looking for. A mobile, a cashless payment, and then for them to have fun being creative.
It's Friday evening at 9 o'clock in Stellenbosch, and I was wondering, how are we going to get students in Stellenbosch on a Friday evening to get here? And there are about 50 students that have come, but then there's wine and there's food, so that's how we got them here. Why are we here? Because firstly, there's a war for talent out there, and this is it's a very natural thing for Capitec. We are in Stellenbosch, and we need to have an association with Stellenbosch University, which is producing some of the best talent in technology. For us, we should just be here, and we should be looking for the best people. The next big reason is our people. It exposes some of our own people to some of the ideas and the thinking that are out there. Our people are going to mentor some of the teams here, and it's getting them into thinking of a way of how do we structure a project, how do we structure ideas, how do we make a success out of a startup and getting something off the ground. So it's very good for our people. This is the first hackathon that Stellenbosch University is running, and it's the first hackathon that we're involved in externally. We've had some internal smaller ones that have happened, but at this scale, it's the first one that we are involved in.
But I think it's tough enough to start a business, that there's so many lessons that where do you learn and where do you get answers, and I think that's part of what you can get here. And that's why I feel quite strongly to give my time and wherever I can give advice. I think you can always learn something from somebody, even if it's how not to do something. So people must still decide what they want to take, but at least I think it's an environment where you can speak to people who've done things before and not learn all these hard lessons yourself.
The weekend's been going pretty well. We had a bit of a rough start trying to figure out exactly what kind of stack we're going to use to get our application going. But we have something solid to work on now, and it's going to go fast-paced. So we're ready to get that caffeine going and stay up all night. The mentors that we've been able to meet are fantastic. They've helped us a lot, and I've learned so many new techniques in just a couple of hours. So that is a fantastic experience, and probably not something you'll get anywhere else.
We kind of scramble ideas around and try to implement them. So everybody has been working together nicely.
The talks that the people gave were really interesting and very innovative. I didn't expect it from a bank to be so interesting. I thought banks were boring and it was really nice. I didn't realize it was so big. There's a coffee machine outside giving unlimited coffee and
It was a lot of fun. It was such an interesting project to get such a vague scope and then just be told he has these tools, he has the stuff to play with, just make something. And the fact that the whole time there was this idea of it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be 100% project, which is obviously what we're used to at university. You need to be producing, it needs to do exactly that. Whereas here it was more have fun with it, play, see what you can come up with, do cool stuff. We were slightly confident, but there were a couple of teams we were wary of. And to be honest, when I was initially roped in, I got pulled in by the fact that there was free coffee and food. And then once I was here, the team kind of pulled together and we decided, we're here, we might as well try.
The pitches were awesome. I can't wait for them to pitch again in our office and see if we can take some of these ideas further and develop them maybe into businesses. So the reason why we did the event is we are on a massive entrepreneurship drive at the university. We're trying to create more entrepreneurs out of the students, not just have them work for companies, but also think creatively, thinking out of the box, thinking of business ideas themselves, and creating a different type of employment.
I couldn't have imagined the solutions that these students came up with. We had them here on the Friday evening, starting ferociously with their ideas and their pitches, supported them through the weekend with the mentors, and they have exceeded every expectations we had in terms of, not just in terms of the product vision, in terms of the research into viability of their business models, but also the technical ability of a lot of these solutions. They have done more in 24 hours than most can say is possible. First and foremost, it was absolutely tough to pick a winner. We deliberated for more than half an hour and finally settled on the winning team on the basis of the message that we said to the teams in the beginning. How are we creating solutions that help people live better? The winning team came up with a concept that absolutely creates the world that we want to be able to live in, where it's a cashless society, where you can walk into a store or a restaurant and be able to enjoy your meal, enjoy your experience, and simply walk out. And the payment is taken care of seamlessly for you. I'm happy, I am tired, I am super excited, and we hope to do this again.